Have you ever met someone and thought, I just can't read this person? They said all the right words, they smiled at the right times, but deep down, something felt off. That feeling isn't magic. It's not even intuition. It's psychology. Everyone you meet is constantly leaking signals in their body, their face, their voice, even in the silences between words. Most people don't notice them. But once you learn how to spot them, it feels like you've unlocked a code. This is the human code. Today, I'm going to show you 5 codes that let you read anyone almost instantly. And here's the best part. They're simple. You don't need to be a profiler or a psychologist. You just need to know what to look for. And once you see these codes, you'll never unsee them. The first code is what I call the energy signature. It's the first impression of someone's nervous system. When they enter a room, do they expand or do they contract? Expansion looks like this. Shoulders back, movements open and relaxed, voice steady, eye contact easy. Contraction looks like this. Shoulders hunched, arms pulled in, voice quieter, movements smaller. Think about it. A confident leader walks into a meeting. They take their time, move with ease, maybe even lean back in their chair like they own the space. Everyone notices. Now compare that to a nervous student walking into class. They clutch their bag, keep their eyes down, and practically fold themselves into the chair. Different energy, right? Humans are wired to notice this subconsciously. Expansion makes us want to pay attention. Contraction makes us want to dismiss, or sometimes protect. Here's a fun experiment. Next time you walk into a cafe, try entering 2 different ways. Once with contraction, hunched, arms in, gaze down. Then again with expansion, upright, shoulders back, relaxed pace. Watch how differently people react. That's the power of the energy signature. The second code lives in the face. Micro-expressions. These are tiny flashes of emotion that leak out before the brain can hide them. They last less than half a second, but if you catch them, you'll see what people are really feeling. Some examples. A fake smile, where the mouth moves but the eyes don't. Contempt, a quick curl of one side of the lip. Fear, the eyes widen, eyebrows pull up together. Anger, lips press tight, jaw clenches, nostrils flare. Picture this. Someone says, "I'm fine," but for a split second, their lip curls in contempt. They're not fine. They're annoyed. Even professional liars can't fully hide micro-expressions. Politicians, criminals, actors, the body always moves faster than the mask. Study example. Psychologist Paul Ekman discovered micro-expressions while reviewing film footage frame by frame. He found emotions flashing across faces so quickly that even trained actors couldn't suppress them. These findings are now used by law enforcement, interrogators, even poker players. Here's how you can practice. Watch people right after you ask a direct question. That's when the leaks happen. You might see a flicker of fear when you ask, "Did you do this?" Or contempt when you say, "Do you agree?" Once you learn to notice micro-expressions, conversations start to feel like you're reading subtitles that nobody else can see. The third code is all about clusters. One gesture alone doesn't mean much. Crossed arms could mean they're defensive, or it could mean they're cold. Yawning could mean they're bored, or it could mean they didn't sleep well. But when signals stack together, 3 or more pointing in the same direction, that's when you can trust the read. Example 1. Someone folds their arms, avoids eye contact, shifts their feet toward the door, and checks their watch. That's not just cold. That's a cluster screaming, "I want to leave." Example 2. Someone leans in, nods along, mirrors your posture, and keeps eye contact. That's a cluster of rapport. They're engaged, interested, maybe even attracted. Real-life example. An FBI negotiator once explained how clusters saved a hostage case. The subject insisted they were calm, but their foot tapped, their eyes darted, their shoulders twitched. The cluster screamed panic. That's when the negotiators switched tactics, and it worked. Here's a trick. When you're not sure, wait for 3 signals. One gesture can mislead. 3 together almost never do. The fourth code isn't in the body at all. It's in the voice. Pay attention to how people talk, not just what they say. Fast talkers are often nervous, insecure, or desperate to persuade. Slow, deliberate speech often signals confidence, or sometimes careful calculation. Over-explaining with way too many details is a classic sign of lying. Vagueness or silence can mean they're hiding something. Example, ask, "Did you take this?" A liar might say, "No, I wasn't even near there. I was at the store. You can ask John, I swear." That's over-explaining. A truth teller is usually simple. No. Pro tip, use silence as a tool. Ask someone a direct question, then don't say anything. That pause is uncomfortable, and people will rush to fill it. How they fill it tells you more than their words. Think back. Have you noticed someone ramble when they should have just said yes or no? That's the code revealing itself. The final and most powerful code is incongruence. That's when words and body don't match. And the rule is simple. Trust the body. Always. They say yes, but shake their head no. They say, "I'm confident," but their voice trembles. They say, "I love you," but their feet point toward the door. Incongruence is the nervous system betraying the script. It's the crack in the mask. Study example. In one experiment, people judged job candidates as less trustworthy when their body language didn't match their words, even if what they said was perfect. So, if you notice incongruence, pay attention. It doesn't always mean someone is lying. Sometimes it just means they're conflicted, or nervous, or not fully convinced of what they're saying. But either way, it's the truth leaking out. Now here's the advanced code. Don't just read others, read yourself. Do you shrink when stressed? Do you leak micro-expressions when you lie? Do you talk too fast when you're nervous? Once you start noticing your own signals, you can change them. That's when you stop just reading people and start rewriting your own code. Reading others gives you insight. Reading yourself gives you transformation. So let's recap the 5 codes. Energy signature, micro-expressions, clusters, speech patterns, incongruence. Start practicing these today, and you'll notice things you've never seen before. At first, it'll feel strange, like suddenly spotting glitches in the matrix. But soon, it'll become second nature. This is the human code. Subscribe now, because in the next video, we'll reveal the #1 sign of a toxic person most people miss. And once you know it, you'll never fall for them again.